Okay, Alex, here we are at the end of things, finally. We've talked a lot about the Harry Potter films over the last several years, and this is the last one. And it was kind of a melancholy experience, but very exciting.
Naturally, yeah. Obviously, when it comes to the end here, you don't want it to end, but you know that it has to, obviously. So.
It was a lot different film than the last one, in pacing especially. You know, the last one was kind of talkative and contemplative, and they went around to a lot of different places and just kind of, it was psychological to a certain extent. And this one, the gloves come off and it's all action.
Yeah, and you had to know, you had to be up on the story coming into this one. If you didn't know, if you hadn't seen the previous film, or if you hadn't read the books, you might have just been lost, because they just throw you into this head first, and action goes full out.
Yeah, they start right where it left off on the first half of Deathly Hallows last year. And then most of the action ends up being at Hogwarts Castle, and it's like a siege situation with long-distance, mortar spells coming in and trying to breach the walls and stuff. But then before that, there's a brief interlude where they end up at Gringotts Bank, the vaults. But most of the action takes place at Hogwarts.
Well, that Gringotts sequence, so that was with the 3D. I thought that was especially effective. And it did take you on this big roller coaster ride throughout the vaults, and I thought that was really a great sequence there.
Absolutely, and you mentioned the 3D. This is the first one that they've done 3D on, and it's always interesting to see how it's going to come out. I thought the place where it shined, the 3D in this one, was where they were looking into magical spaces, like pictures that were three-dimensional, and mirrors that were not mirrors, that were pathways and stuff. I thought that was particularly effective with the 3D.
Yeah, they seemed to do an effective job of bringing in the 3D so that it was effective in spots, but it wasn't. It didn't make you have your eyes do the things that they do in some films where it's just converted to 3D. So.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. The usual 3D annoyances. It's dark. The last one, of course, was dark too, and this carries over in the darkness. The actual literal darkness on the screen.
Right. Well, of course, we got to go back to the acting too. These three kids have just grown by leaps and bounds from the first film to this film, and now they're just great actors in their own right, I thought. And this one brings back all of the previous actors whose characters, of course, are still alive, and even those who aren't. And I thought it was just a great culmination of all of the films, bringing back all of those actors and getting to see little moments throughout the movie.
Right, and who will live and who will not live.
Yeah.
And Neville Longbottom plays a key role in this one, which is kind of interesting towards the end.
Yeah, and when I was reading the books, I was debating with a friend of mine about before we actually knew what would happen, whether he would become this hero in the end, and it was great to get him to see his moment to shine too in this film.
Sure was. And of course there's a lot of big plot reveals in this one, and if you haven't read the books, you're going to be surprised by some of the things that are revealed, which is great. It's a well done series of incidents, and very touching. I think it was a fitting end to the series.
Yeah, I thought the director, he did a great job of just not playing those big moments not overplaying them, I suppose. It's you played them just the right tone, and you not making it too melodramatic, and there were just a lot of sequences that get you in the end.
And of course, Hogwarts Castle gets blown to hell. So, I guess that's it. Goodbye, Harry. It was great knowing you, and we'll see you in a future incarnation. Who knows?